This is Mike Woods, Director of the Special Friends Ministry at First Baptist Orlando, and I wanted to talk very briefly about a specific welcome time activity. And remember, welcome time is that first 15 or 20 minutes of the classroom time when kids are initially coming in to the classroom. And a welcome time activity is designed to get the kids very quickly engaged in something that's constructive. And there are a variety of welcome time activities in that welcome time frame. This particular video is on the scripture memory board as a welcome time activity. The scripture memory board is about 2 feet long by 1.5 feet wide. It's a magnetic whiteboard. It'll be up on an easel. It's pretty easy to find. And every picture that's on the board is laminated and has a magnet on the back side, which is what adheres it to the whiteboard. In the upper left hand corner will always be our story for the month. In this particular case, the story is the Good Samaritan. And our scripture memory verse will always tie into the story that we're talking about. In this case, the scripture memory verse from Ephesians 4:32 is be kind to one another, which ties into the story of the Good Samaritan. And as you can see, each picture of the verse is a separate card with the word on it. It also has the sign language sign for it. Now, for readers, they can simply come up to the board and read each card at a time. Be kind to one another. For kids who are echolalic or they're not readers but they imitate verbally, they can imitate words, then you would say the word of the card and expect the child to repeat that word. So for example, I would say the word be, look at the child to imitate that word and say be, and I would say kind, he would say kind, then I would say to, the child would say to, and so on. That's another way to teach that scripture memory verse to kids who can verbally repeat what you're saying but perhaps are non-readers. And then for nonverbal kiddos, you can take each picture off the wall. Well, you could do this. You could point to each picture one at a time and have them point with you, and then you would say the words as they point to the card. Pointing to be, you would say be. The child points to kind, you would say kind. The child points to two, you would say two, and so on and so forth. Another cool thing that you could do with this is you could pull each one of those pictures off the board. You give a child a stack of pictures and then have them put the pictures up in the appropriate order. So they would put the picture up that says be, the next picture that says kind, the next picture that says two, the next picture that says one. And they could read those as they put each picture up, or you could read those words for them, or they could imitate those words after you. So that's one way to get kids to physically engage in the scripture memory verse. Or another idea might be that you give each child one card and then one at a time have the kids come up and put the appropriate card on the magnetic whiteboard to develop the scripture memory verse that way. And in this particular case, you can involve 5 kids, each one having their own card. So a lot of different ways that you could use this. The scripture memory verse will always have the sign language sign for that word. So in each picture that you see, it is someone demonstrating the sign language for that particular word. So you also have an opportunity to teach the verse in sign language to kids who are either readers or non-readers. That's another option also.